Mary.
And Amma.
Back, you all. It is a beautiful Friday here in Tanzania.
It surely
and
is.
Yes.
Oh, it's so nice. It just finished
So nice.
raining.
Yes.
And now it's windy. Just
Yeah.
a nice day. The sun is shining. Just nice.
Yes, the skin is glowing. We're here doing the YouTube. The sun is shining. And today we have to talk about something that's not as bright and happy. We have to talk about Mykelti's point of view. Well, she talks about the state of Kody and Maddie's relationship. As we all know, they did reveal on the show that Kody and Maddie aren't really getting along. They don't talk or whatever. And and Janelle mentioned that Maddie wants more consistency. Well, Mykelti got into what that really means, and she stated that Kody will only talk to the kids maybe once every 6 months, twice a year. This man might or may not talk to his children.
Yeah.
And Maddie
to those grandchildren.
To the grandchildren. Yeah. So if that's what he's doing with the grandkids, I can only imagine what he's doing with Maddie. He'd probably call her once a year.
And so Maddie just wants that consistency. She wants the kids to know who he is. So like, at least the only thing she really wants, like if you can be consistent, that's what she has asked of her father. Can you be consistent like once every month? You don't have to come you don't even have to come and make this trek all the way to North Carolina.
Yeah.
But you can do a Zoom call just so that the kids see you, so that they know you. Spend some time with them on a Zoom call.
Right.
Like it's so easy to connect these days. And so Tony talked about his mom contacts her grandbabies once a week.
Wow.
And Christine contacts her grandbabies, twice a week. So they just want consistency. So you go from that, usually sometimes fathers are not as plugged in. I mean, usually, most of the time, it's usually mothers. So I can see why the grandmothers are going to be more plugged in than grandfathers. So that's why for Maddie, it's just once a month.
Yeah.
Once a month. But you can't be doing haphazard stuff. We don't hear from you. 3 months pass. Then the kids hear from you. Then maybe 6 months pass before. So she was just like, no, I don't want you in and out of their lives where they're going to be like, oh, I miss Grandpa. How come Grandpa hasn't contacted me or something? Like nobody has time for that. And you have to want to. She doesn't want to have to get to a point where it's like, oh, well, let's call Grandpa today. She will like Grandpa to be the one to call.
Yeah.
So that you show that you care. The other thing Mykelti talked about was Maddie being really, really hurt by the fact that Kody wasn't there when her daughter, the one who has Kody's middle name, had to go through amputation surgery.
By herself.
So that's tough too, that you're not even in their lives for something like that.
I'm not even shocked that he did that, because if he would not even go to his own daughter's spinal surgery, where that girl, in one wrong move, she could have been dead on that table.
And that was a daughter that he was supposed to be getting along with. I mean, Isabel is such a sweetheart. Everybody's like, oh, Isabel is so sweet. And
she's so unproblematic. She doesn't give him no stripes. She doesn't even complain or whatever. It's like she has accepted.
It's like a Janelle and Savannah.
Yeah, like she has accepted him for who he is. I mean, but she has a bit of Christine where she'll butter up to him, but she clearly knows what she's dealing with, and she chooses how she wants to move. And it's just like unfortunate, because he wasn't even there for her. So I'm not shocked he wasn't there for the grandchild, but it's heartbreaking that he didn't even bother. And this grandchild is named after you. And just because you don't get along with the grandchild's mom, you don't go.
Yeah. And that's just that lumping in. And I think that, remember that that guy who made that comment that, the men are all only focused on the children, the children of the women
he gets along with,
that he's with at that time.
Yeah.
It's not about the one that you get along with. He's just interested in the women, of of the women who he's with. He's interested in her children, not anybody else's children, even though they're his kids too. But if he's not with you in the house, he's just not interested. And that's just how he was like, that's just how men process things. Now, Kody, in looking at the dramatic moments, TLC did this thing where they put up the dramatic moments of season 17 and season 18. And Kody had made a point, which I kind of felt a little sorry for him. I did feel a little sorry for Kody. And he was just talking about when Janelle talked to him about Savannah, the fact that he had not contacted Savannah during, I think it was Christmas.
Yeah.
And that he never even contacted her to wish her, I don't know, was it a happy birthday or it was Christmas? I can't remember. It was just one of those monumental times that he should have contacted Savannah and he didn't. And I think he actually felt guilty because the producers asked him about it. And he was just like, trying to explain like how it was for him. He's like, I was used to interacting with my children in that context of in that home life, like where I go see their mom, right? And the children are there. And so when I go see their mom, I'm able to interact with the children there in the home. But he's like, when the mom pulled me out of the house, right? And I'm no longer in that house, then where do I go see the children now? So now it all changes. Well, what do I do now? How can I go see the kids?
You go see the kids, but you just don't go see the mother. You go to the same house.
Right, but he was used to when I go to the house, he's like, when I talk to Janelle, I'm able to also talk to the children, because the children come around and stuff like that. He is used to having an interaction with his children when the mother is around to kind of be like a buffer. It's kind of like when you have friends, right? Maybe it's a friendship of 3. Say it's a friendship of 3, right? And I've been in a situation where we're all friends, right? And then sometimes it'll be like, oh, well, you guys go and enjoy yourself. And then they're like, no, you gotta come. I'm like, why? Why do I have to come? Because when you're with us, it kind of, works out well. It's not just us, So sometimes it's like that,
Right.
Or maybe I'll say, no, you come over here. And they're like, I said, well, when you're here, then it works out. It's the same thing. When he goes to the home, the mother is kind of like that buffer. She's that kind of peace thing. She's like, and he doesn't know what to do with the children when it's just him and the kids. So I can sympathize with that a little bit because I can sympathize with that a little bit. So it was like he had to probably go to therapy. They probably had to, and he had actually proposed that, but by then Christine had left.
Well, she was like, yeah, sure. And then she was like, yeah, ain't no way in hell I'm going there.
She actually made a point to say, because, and she was not amused, but now when we saw the dramatic moment, she said, now when she was leaving, they were asking about Truly. Even Janelle brought it up, which I was a little surprised. Janelle had brought up and said, well, what's going to happen with Truly? I mean, you're taking Truly away. And Christine was like, and Kody was like, oh, she's not going to take my child away from me.
The child you don't even see?
I'm going to want 50-50. And Christine was just like, yeah, you could have had the 50 that you had wanted. You could have had all that time with her when we were right here. Now you want to spend all this time with her? So, what I'm saying.
Woman and man dynamics is very interesting.
It's different. It's just like sometimes with the fathers, they don't know what to do with the children. And I see it a lot, especially in the African household, where the men, they're like, they don't know what to do with the children when the mother's not around, I feel as though that's why African men, they no matter what, they try to keep They try to keep them married
Oh yeah.
to the woman.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they honestly don't know what to do with the family. Like,
But they be having all these kids. Like, it's very, like, you know, when
you know,
I
they just
told-
don't know what to do. Like, what am I going to do if we are going to be divorced? That's why my father was so upset when my mom left him. Like, even to this day, he's still upset, and she's not even here anymore. But he's still
And they've
mad.
been divorced for, what, 30 years?
Yeah, but he's still upset because it's like they just don't know what to do. I think when the woman is, so I can kind of understand it from a cultural perspective, and I know that Kody's not African, I get it, but the whole polygamy situation, the patriarchal thing, that kind
Yeah.
of lifestyle is very much an African thing. So I understand where he's coming from, and I can kind of sympathize a little bit for him that he has been used to dealing and handling his children with the mother present. And now that the mother has flown the coop, now you want me to be in the children's life? Well, what the hell am I going to be talking to them about? Well, thank God they're adults, and I don't have to be bothered. If they want to talk to me, they can come holler. But I mean, for me to reach out to them, he doesn't even understand what that looks like.
Yeah.
And that's why it would have been, he asked about it later when Christine was already gone, right? But remember he had said that he wanted, we were laughing about it, but it really wasn't very funny. We really should have, now I understand. Remember he had said that he wanted counseling for the divorce. Remember?
Well, you wanted grief counseling so Christine could stay.
Well, I understand it, and
hilarious.
if they had gotten that kind of counseling, the counselor would have talked to him to tell him how, like, your dynamic has changed, and this is now what you need to do to maintain a relationship with your children. Maybe giving him things and saying, okay, on Mondays, this is when you call maybe 4 of these children. On Tuesdays, you call the other 4. On Wednesdays, something like that. Like, you really giving him steps of what he should do to maintain these relationships. You gotta write down the birthdays of all of your kids. So you know, this month, these are the people that I'm dealing with. And all of the grandchildren. That kind of thing. So that way you keep yourself plugged in.
Right.
And then once a month, you make sure that once a month, I go out, once a week, I go out with one of my children for lunch or something. So you just keep yourself plugged in. That's when a counselor will have given him steps and things that he should have done.
Well, that's why I'm happy
But
that
he did
Christine
not
is
have
suing
any
him.
of this grief counseling. Well, this is going to help because
Yeah,
now
they're
they're
doing
telling
parenting classes.
Exactly. So that's why I can feel for him, because he's the only bone standing alone. The 3 women have gone, and you got someone as selfish as Robin who ain't gonna be telling you none of that. If anything, she's gonna be enabling you to continue to be badly behaved.
So-
She does not have Kody's best interest at heart, because if she had Kody's best interest at heart, she will understand that he's only his best self when he is involved in all of his children's lives. Because that's what makes him who he is.
Yeah.
But she don't really give 2 sticks about Kody like that. And she's selfish, like Kody, to the bone. So,
Yeah, y'all, but let us know what you guys think about this. Do you guys agree with Alma? And let us know what you guys think that Kody can do when it comes to his relationship with Maddie. Bye.